From KARK4 and Fox 16, this is a special report. Here's Mitch McCoy.
Hello and good day to you. I'm Mitch McCoy. We're following new numbers from the Department of Health as we come on for a special report. The Arkansas Department of Health has reported 1,400 new cases of COVID-19. That brings the state's active total cases to more than 8,000. That number is certainly not headed in the right direction, as we see 41 additional Arkansans hospitalized with COVID-19. There are additional numbers, and it's not good news. We're learning today of 15 additional deaths in the last 24 hours, 41 additional people hospitalized, which brings the total to 606 Arkansans in the hospital. There are 98 Arkansans on a ventilator. That is up from 4 yesterday. So again, numbers that are certainly trending in a downward spiral and downward, not in the direction that health officials or the governor would want. Again, if you're just joining us, we're learning of 1,400 additional new cases of COVID-19 in the last 24 hours. That is, that brings our active total cases in 24 hours to more than 8,000. 15 additional deaths reported in the last 24 hours. This comes as the governor was holding a COVID-19 community conversation in Northeast Arkansas earlier today, trying to get people vaccinated. This also comes at a very interesting time because just a few hours ago, I'm going to read you this report. We're learning today that the Chicago Department of Public Health announced that Arkansas has been added to the emergency travel order again. That means that anyone traveling from Arkansas to Chicago are required to obtain a negative COVID-19 test result. We're also learning that if the person cannot get a COVID-19 negative test result, that person must quarantine for at least 10 days. That information came down earlier today. We're also learning, according to health officials in central Oklahoma, there is a surge there happening right now. The increase in coronavirus cases reaching central Oklahoma, that doctor, those health officials now blaming the increase on Missouri and Arkansas. Those are the two states now leading in terms of daily case counts. So there is certainly a lot happening today as centered around COVID-19, specifically Arkansas. If you're just joining us, we're following 1,400 new cases of COVID-19 reported in the last 24 hours. I want to go ahead right now and get to our COVID-19 tracker. This is from the Arkansas Department of Health, and this is, of course, the map used by health officials quite often in terms of tracking the coronavirus. This is vaccinations, though. And you can see this is why the governor is hitting a lot of rural communities, because you see the lighter shade blue. That means that you have fewer people vaccinated. So that's why he's hitting a lot of rural counties. But I do want to get to our cases because, of course, this is going to be the number of daily cases that we're really going to have to start tracking and monitoring in the days and hours to come, especially when it comes to the number of cases being reported. You see, I'm going to see if I can make this slightly bigger here. I cannot, but you can, actually I can. Let me move this over just slightly, and it doesn't look like it wants to. There we go. Okay, so you can see obviously Pulaski County, Lonoke County, Saline County, Garland County, Jefferson County. Those are the counties where you have the darker shade blue. That means that there are significantly more cases being reported there. But take a look at the active cases, and you can see where the active cases, Pulaski County has certainly a lot of active cases. There are 1,400 active cases just in Pulaski County alone. We go up to northwest Arkansas and Benton County. There are 515 active cases there. Jefferson County coming in with, Grant County, 66 cases, but I do want to hit on Jefferson County. Jefferson County, where there's 254 active cases. This is really what we're going to have to be monitoring in the coming days. I do want to get to hospital information. And it looks like they have updated this slightly. I did mention the 606 current hospitalizations across Arkansas. This number right here is going to be the number that health officials and the governor are closely going to be following as we continue to watch hospitalizations, the ICU beds, of course, something we're also going to be monitoring. 240 Arkansans in ICU, 98 of them on a ventilator, and you can see the metro right now is where you have the most hospitalizations. When you click on that, we can see that there are 119 just in the metro area, Pulaski, Saline, Lone Oak, those counties right there in the metro. I believe that also includes Conway. 119 in an ICU bed, 245 total in a hospital. So that is all going to be what health officials continue to follow very closely in the coming days. And there is, just talking with health officials, there is growing fear that the numbers will continue to increase as we get closer to 4th of July. As we just hit the reset button here, I want to welcome folks in who are joining us. We're coming on with a special report. We're tracking new COVID-19 numbers right now. We're learning of 1,476 new COVID-19 cases in the last 24 hours. There are 41 additional Arkansans hospitalized. That brings the total to 606. Total hospitalizations due to COVID-19, 98 people on a ventilator. That's an increase from 4 yesterday. And we're learning of 15 additional deaths, which brings us to 5,970 Arkansans who have died from the coronavirus. We are going to continue to bring you updates on this story as we continue to learn more and as the governor prepares to go to Forest City for another COVID-19 community conversation, which is happening later today. We're also keeping a close eye on those hospitalizations, and we will continue to bring you updates in our newscast. KARK 4 News at 4 on the air now. Fox 16 News at 5:30 as well. We'll have continuing coverage as some of those COVID-19 numbers continue to roll in. But for now, 1,400 new COVID-19 cases in 24 hours as the cases continue to surge, not in the direction that health officials or the state, including the governor, want them to head in. For now, I'm Mitch McCoy. This has been a special report.
This has been a special report from Fox 16 and KARK 4.